All right. So let's get up on our feet for just a moment. I'm gonna slide my blanket out of the way. And while you're here, just check in. So with your feet, thinking about your feet here, you wanna take a second to spread from the big toe base joint out to the pinky toe. So that's just kind of addressing the front of the foot, the ball of the foot, right? And so as you're spreading, you can even take the ball of the foot and kind of tap into the floor, tap out into the pinky. I'm just doing one foot here, and then you can try that same thing on the opposite side. So gather the weight in one leg, spread across the ball of the foot from the big toe to the pinky, and tap that in. Good. Mini little weight shift to the other side. Lift the heel. When the heel comes up, feel the center of your ankle. Stay right underneath the knee, right underneath the hip. Good. And feel that weight spread evenly through the ball of your foot. Good. So imagine that weight's really moving out. And then watch the ankle bowing out as you lift. Try to really keep it just steady underneath you. Good. That might mean moving less. So now try that on the opposite side. Hands to your hips. And you're going to spread and reach and then lift. Good. Spread, reach, and then lift. Good. Try that one more time. Good. So now let the heel come up and exhale, change. Inhale, and now exhale, change. Really try to control the lower of your weight as the heel comes up and as you shift. You can stay soft in your knees as you go. Try that one or two more times. Good. So now press through the balls of both feet and through the heels. You can rock that weight a little bit forward and back. Good. And then from there, hands here to your thighs. Slide the thighs back. Keep your head and your neck above your shoulders. And then exhale. Let's lengthen up. Find a little back bend. We're going to repeat that a few times. So inhale, slide the weight back, maybe even letting the arms rise up now. Inhale, push through the feet, and exhale, lift. Good. Slide and reach your weight back, extending the arms. Inhale, and exhale up. Good. Slide and reach your weight back, and exhale, coming up. Let's try that again. Slide and reach your weight back, and exhale, coming up. Good. So now just step your feet a little bit wider and then rock your weight from one leg to the other. And again, try to build that stability in the holding of your weight from the feet up. So the toes spread, the ball of the foot spreads, the center of the heel anchors into the floor. So each time you lift, that base gets just steadier and steadier through the ball of the foot, or through the sole of the foot. Good. So now from here, pause with your weight on one side and just lift the opposite leg. Good. Set that foot down, toe ball heel, and then lift. Good. So again, feeling your center, staying connected to that lift. Good. Noticing that the more you connect through the whole foot, the more stability you feel through the knees and the hips, the more upright the spine can be. Good. Exhaling up, taking that down. Exhaling up, taking it down. Let's go one more time. Each direction, each leg, cada pierna. And then from here, let's take your two arms up. Inhale, big stretch. So a little back bend now with the arms in the air. And then exhale, keep your knees parallel as you twist your spine and come opposite elbow to knee. So continue to ground through your feet. Good. Kneecaps stay parallel. So that's some work in the hamstrings, work in the glutes. Thighs moving back. Make this movement slow and fluid just to get going. So just thinking in the beginning of your practice, kind of trying to get blood flow and circulation through the whole body. So take your time and move through everything. Good, each joint. Good, 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 good. So now from here, if you like, add just a tiny little lift of your heels. And then exhale, bring that over. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Feeling those steady ankles under steady knees. Beautiful. Inhaling up and exhale. Good. Couple more. Inhaling up and exhale, crossing. Good. This time we're going to inhale, come up and leave the arms here in the air for a moment. Think long spine. Good. Bring the hands here back behind the head for a moment. Allow your chest to open. Good. Take your hands to your two thighs, head and tail round underneath you. And then inhale, they stretch and reach apart. Exhale, they round underneath you. Inhale, they come all the way and stretch apart. One more time. Good. So now from here, just take your hands, cross at the wrist, and then come down and stretch. Get a long stretch through your hamstrings. Letting the top of your head melt down. Good. Let's inhale, uncross the arms, sweep, reach the weight up, and now step your 2 feet a little bit wider. And once again, begin that shifting of the weight. Now, if you want to add a little lift in your arms, again, just waking up our sense of balance, working the inner and the outer leg, exhaling to lift. Exhale, lift. Exhale, lift. Exhale, lift. Good. A little float. Good. Good. So now with our legs just a little bit wider, stretch, reach your thumbs back. Big stretch across your chest. And then exhale, opposite hand. You're going to reach down towards your ankle, a little tap, and up. So mano a tu tobillo. So hand to your ankle, and then stretch, reach up. Let the breastbone lift as the tailbone continues to lower, and up. Push down with the feet, in particular as you're lifting your spine. So trying to feel those pulley forces within the body. The more you push down through the feet, the easier the spine comes up. Good. Inhale, pause here for just a moment. On top, hands together. Stretch and reach one way. Exhale, stretch and reach the other way. You can pull with that same side that you're bending to. Pull the wrist. Inhale, switching hands as you come up. Stretching, reaching the opposite direction. Good. Trying to keep your hips stable in that. Good. All right. So now from here, let's pause. You're going to turn. I'm turning towards my right leg. My 2 hip bones are going the same way. These hip bones, front of the hips facing my right leg. Maybe it's your left leg. Press the back heel down into the floor. Turn the toes on the back leg slightly out. Good. And then hands are on your back for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Come stretch over the leg, keeping a long spine. Try that a couple times. So again, imagine hips stay really steady, and then you're stretching your spine out of the hips, away from the hips. Good. Hips reach back here. Inhaling up and exhale, coming down. Good. Another little breath. Take the arms out. And from here, you'll come up. A big stretch. Opposite elbow can move to your knee. Try that just a couple of times. We'll move up. Opposite elbow moves to the knee. Inhaling up. And opposite elbow moves to the knee. Move the rib cage towards the thigh bone. Last time. Good. Now from here, two arms sweep back up. Turn your feet. So you're going to pivot. And hopefully in one move, you're just kind of on the other side. Get anchored through that back foot. Remember, the center of the heel connects to the floor. Spread through the ball of the foot. And then lift the thigh from the knee joint, right? So instead of being bent here, lift the thigh bone up. Feel the whole leg firm. Good. Inhale, come forward. The front knee can stay soft for now. Exhale, stretch, reach your spine forward. Inhale, coming up. Good. Exhale, stretch, creating that elongation. Inhale, lengthening up. Head to tail. Stay aware of that relationship. Creating extension from head to tail. Spreading through the feet. Good. Let's do that one more time. Good. Now this time, two arms come up. Exhale, stretch, reach. You can even take your gaze up to the thumbs. Letting your throat relax. And then we're going to come opposite elbow to knee. Inhaling up. Opposite elbow to knee. And inhale up, 2, 3. Opposite elbow to knee. And coming up, 2, 3. Let's do that one more time. Opposite elbow to knee. And up with your two arms up. Return to the center. Good. And now keep your hips facing the computer. Turn, I'm going with my right toes, either mirror me or go opposite, whatever's easier for your brain. Your opposite toes stay facing the computer. Begin a bend of the knee. Knee goes right over your heel. Walk that foot out a little bit if you need to. Don't turn towards it, but instead try to move the femur bone out. Now, if it helps you to put a hand there on your femur bone to just take in that movement, steady, slow, easy. Good. So you're being kind to your hips by being awake and alive through the feet and through the knees. Good. Let's hold down here for a moment. 2 brazos afuera, 2 arms out. And then one codo, one elbow to your muslo. Good. Come take that down. Exhale, lift. Good. Come take that down. And exhale, lift. Come taking it down. Exhale, lift. Good. Let's come take that down for a moment. Take your top arm over the ear. Couple big breaths, keeping the chest open. Your scapula, you want to pull together here. Good. And then I'm going to slide that arm down. It may come to my shin. It may come to the ankle. Lo que tú quieras. Just don't let your head move forward and your tailbone move back, you see, but instead try to really move your hips forward, your head back as you allow your body to lengthen. Sometimes in yoga class they would say slide between 2 panes of glass. That to me is not especially inspirational imagery. Just feel that relationship between your head and tail. Good. And then from here, exhale, push. Once again, you're pushing down with the feet to bring yourself up. Turn the toes in. Take that on the other side. Good. Check your hips. Hips facing forward. Good. And then from here, begin that bend of your knee. If you want to walk the foot out a little bit to make sure your knee is externally rotated and not falling inward towards the big toe, but reaching out towards the pinky toe. Good. Try that a couple more times. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale, reaching. Inhale and exhale, reaching. Good. A couple more. Out and in. 2. And good. So now you're going to pause with your 2 arms out. Opposite elbow. Same elbow, codo a tu muslo. And then bajamos. Arriba y abajo. Good. So hopefully you're feeling your oblique muscles here supporting movement. Okay, let's try that. Couple more. 2 and 1. You can pause down here, top arm over your ear. Let the armpit open up. The arm stretches overhead. Good. And then from here, this hand can slide down the leg. And I want you to check your hips, right? Don't let the hips fall back. Maybe even put a hand on your tailbone, unless you're barred and your tailbone is like, don't touch me, because it's bruised. So just hold on to that for a moment. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, looking down. Good. And then remember that energy as we lift, push with your feet. And there's so much power there, so much energy there. All the toes turn in. Inhale. Exhale, long stretch forward. Walk your fingertips out. Take your thighs up. Muslos arriba. Good. Energize right here in front of the quadriceps. So the quadriceps are pulling up on the kneecaps as you're stretching. Good. So now I'm going to take opposite hand to ankle for a moment. And that feels pretty heavenly. Inhale, coming right back up. Opposite hand to ankle for just a momentito. Inhale, coming right back up. So now I'm going to pivot my whole body here towards my right leg, and I'm going to step my right leg back to my left. Good. So pause here with your hips held high. And you're going to exhale, bring your knees down. Now as you bring your knees down, bring your chest down. You can keep your hips lifted here for now. And then if you like, lifting your chest up off of the floor, stretching, reaching up, and exhale right back up. So let's try that a couple of times. Just that pattern. If you want a little prop for your knees, because we are taking care of our knees, do that. So your knees come down, and now your sternum bone comes down, and then you lift the head, stretch back, and all the way up. Hips lifting. Here we go. Knees. And now a sternum, your sternum, and then the head. Lift. Good. All the way back up. One more time. Inhale. And now exhale the knees. And now the sternum. Good. And then lift the head. Good. Exhale. All of that comes right back up. If you've used a prop for your knee, take it out of the way. And from here, you're going to raise the right leg. Bend the knee, send the knee up high. And then exhale, let's place the foot behind the hand. So right foot to right hand, or same foot, same hand. Back heel anchors into the floor. And you're going to rise up tall. Good. Warrior one, deep and strong. Good. Take one more big breath here. And then exhale. Hands can reach towards that ankle. Parsvottanasana. Let's go through the first phase of Parsvottanasana, which is a long spine, so with the head lifted. And then if you've been there for a bit and it's feeling good, let the head come down. La cabeza abajo. Good. And then from here, reach that same arm back behind you first, and then potentially into Parsvottanasana. Parivrita Parsvo, or Parivrita Trikonasana, que digo yo. Good. Inhale for just a moment. Take your two hands back down. Now, if your body's saying yes, take some weight into your right leg. Good, or that standing leg, that front leg. And then exhale, continue to lift here. So you've got your hips still parallel. And then if you want to raise that same side arm again, creating a little twist through your spine, como no. Good, exhale, set your top leg down. Now that top arm down. Now pivot, pivot, pivot through your feet. Good, pause. So we're now facing the opposite direction so that we can do that sequence. Now on this side, step your front foot back. Good. Use your knee prop if you need it. Hands here, long spine, hips up. And then exhale, knees down. And then the sternum glides down. Head and chest lift. Big stretch of the throat, front body. Exhale, lift. Tailbone rising. Good. Rodillas abajo. Esternón abajo. Y ahora cabeza arriba. Now your head up. Good. Exhale, lift. All of that once again. Here we go. Doblando las rodillas, bending the knees. Now taking your esternón adelante. And now your head arriba. Good. Exhale, lift. Beautiful. If you like, now slide the blanket back to the side. Lift the left leg. La pierna izquierda arriba. Good. Now you can bend that knee, feeling a stretch in your quadricep. And then expira. You're going to exhale. Take the foot detrás de la mano. Take the foot behind the hand. Plant that back heel. Push through the back heel to lift. So it's always before you do a big movement, it's understanding where you want to send your energy so that a big movement is costing you less. Send that heel back, center of the heel to the floor. The inner arch of the foot lifts. The thigh bone lifts. The tailbone drops. Then you stretch, estirando. Now let's exhale, sweep and take your hands here towards the floor. Let's start in the first phase of Parsvottanasana. So that means I'm going to lengthen my spine, send my hips back evenly. Cadera equilibrada. Good. And now the same hand. So if your left leg is front, take the left arm back and then roll. So think about this like the scapula rolls over and up. So it comes over the opposite side. That's just to encourage healthy shoulder function. Good. And then from here, you're going to exhale. Bring that arm down once again, not the top of your head down. From here, bend your front knee. Walk your two hands out. And then start to gather weight in your front leg. All the way through the foot, into the hamstring. Good. Now that left arm can come back slightly. If you like, you can rest your head. I'm pushing my head into the wall here. How nice. All right. And I exhale, take that hand down. Take my foot right back down to the floor. Good. And now I'm just going to step my left foot to my right. So stay facing this direction. Good. Take a big breath. Exhale. Once again, if you like, place a blanket or a little prop underneath your knees. And hands here for a moment to your back. So start by just feeling a spread across your sacrum. And then the head goes up. Good. Push down with the feet and lift. This time, turn the fingertips up So now you should feel a stretch in your wrist, elbows pulled together. You can even walk the fingertips up your back a little bit. Good. And then exhale, bringing that right back down. This time, take your hands to your thighs. And you want to really feel the thighs stay vertical. Your kneecaps are right under your hips as you slide weight down. Exhale, you always push down with the feet to lift. Last little back bend here, if you'd like, if it feels comfortable, if it feels safe. Your hands can move to your heels, or you go back to any version we've already done and just give yourself to this stretch. Thinking about vertical thighs, pushing down with the feet. Exhale, letting your body rise up once again. Now take your hands together back behind you, and your head can melt to the floor. The arms can stretch over and up. Inhale, move the hips back, lift the head. Take your two hands, if you like, to the floor. Press and lift. Good. So now you're going to go back to the left leg. Lift it. Make it long. Bend the knee. And let that knee then open behind you. But your bottom kneecap, you want to keep it facing forward. Good, so now the left foot's going to come behind the hand, same hand. And then you're going to take your right arm, push down with the feet as you spiral and lift into a warrior two. So again, walk that foot out if you need to. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades together down the back. Exhale, really feel the scapula deep and engaged. So this knee can lower as much as that feels safe and as much as your hips continue to face adelante. You also want your toes to face forward. Good, so exhale. Now reach the hips away from that front foot. Exhale, extend your spine toward it. Trikonasana once again for just a moment. Un ratito. And then your mano aquí, you're going to take your hand here to your cadera. Good. And from here, let's actually bend down deeper. And then that top arm can come over your ear. Good. Exhale, hand back to the hip. Now this time, step the back foot in 2 feet. And you can walk your hand, that same side hand, out about 1 foot. And then exhale, lift the back leg. And then perhaps also lift that top hand. Good. From there, you're going to exhale, set it back down. Now, if you like, bind the leg. So you're going to take your 2 hands right around. And then I'm going to gather weight in my opposite leg. That's my right foot now. So look at your foot here. If you've got your weight in your right foot, spread across the ball of the foot, spread into the heel. Feel yourself connected deeply with that foot as you potentially lift up with it. This is for you, Nagin. And then exhale, extend. And then release, release. Baila, baila, baila. Let your hips go. Let it all go. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So just come face the opposite side of your mat. So now for me, this is my left side facing in. I'm going to exhale, take my arms all the way up, feel a nice long stretch. As the arms come up, the tailbone drops. And then you're going to exhale, lower. Good. Take a long stretch. Inhale, look up. When you look up, bend the knees. Step your right foot and your left foot back. Feel a plank for a moment. Good. Weight reaching back into your heels. And then exhale, lift your hips and tail. From here now, the right leg's going to lift. I'm starting with parallel hips, so the two hip bones face the same direction. Then when I bend the knee and open, I'm using external rotation to reach that leg behind me. Good. From there, I'm going to take my right foot back behind or to my right hand, plant my back foot so that whatever foot is back behind me, that wants to be my anchor as I take the arm and spiral up. Good. So now we're in a warrior two. Check your knee joint. You can go deeper in this pose if it feels good. Only if the knee, again, rodillas sobre el talón, and then your cadera adelante. You want your hips facing forward, brazos arriba, and then your scapula, la scapula junta. Good. And then you can deepen, feeling a lot of control, a lot of safety. Muy bien, desde aquí. So from here, you're going to stretch, reach your hips back, and now your esternón, your sternum comes down. Good. And then just give yourself for a moment to this Trikonasana. Good. Feeling again, your scapula is stacked vertically. Beautiful. Now top hand can move to the hip. Continue to reach your hips back as the knee bends and your chest opens. El pecho abierto. And then your top arm, your brazo sobre la oreja. So you're going to take the arm over the ear. Check, look at your toes. You keep energy in your feet. Stay connected. Desde los deditos a la cabeza. Good. Now your hand here to your hip. And from here, I'm just going to bend my back knee. And perhaps step that foot in just like a foot or two. And then my hand, that front hand is going to walk out as I lift la pierna a izquierda, atrás, arriba. Good. And then this hand can also lift. So again, feel the energy in your feet. Energía por los pies. Good. From here, you're going to bend that back, or bend your front knee, take that top foot back and down. Top arm can reach behind you, bottom arm can reach behind you. So once again, if you're feeling it, step that back foot in a little bit and then gather your weight. So you don't have to lift all the way up, but perhaps just take a moment to gather your weight. Look at your foot. Can you spread evenly? Say hello to your foot and then gather the weight there. Use your breath. And then potentially extend. Bend the knee. Exhale, release. Let the hips do their thing. Just stretch, release everything here for a moment. Moviendo todo tu cuerpo. Good. So now we're going to come down and work a little bit on some other things, maybe a little inverting. So if you have a blanket, take your blanket here, place it in the center of your mat, And I'm just gonna make a really even surface for myself. So sometimes when I do headstand, I like slightly less padding. Shirsasana. So first thing I'm gonna do, and again, we're gonna work on headstand, but you don't have to do a headstand. You can just work on it. So press your pinky fingers here for a moment into the floor. As you press your pinkies into the floor, pull your rib cage up and feel the muscles in your arms really starting to firm. So again, if you just did this for 10 breaths and you really felt your arm muscles and your neck felt free, that would be great. So keep that firmness in the forearms and then let the hands come together. So now I'm gonna let my head, la cabeza abajo, I'm gonna take my head down and continue to feel that I can lift. So right now with my head down, I'm just lifting my head off of the floor by depressing my scapula, by pulling my shoulder blades together and lifting. Good, and then I'm gonna keep that firmness there. Let my head rest on the floor, curl my 10 toes underneath me, then lift the hips. So in lifting the hips, I want to be able to send my hips up and back and let my head stay down. As I send my hips back, then I can walk my feet forward. And I should still feel like I have a lot of core control. So just doing these little exercises might be a good gateway to a headstand. So now check your feet, one and then the other. And then if it feels nice, bring your 2 feet together, your knees together. Just be here. Or if it's feeling fantastic, lift, lift, lift slowly. Good. So the idea is, were you to lose control of your headstand, your feet would come forward, not toppling behind you. And from here, you can slowly bend the knees. And slowly let the feet come down. And then you come down, let the head come up. And press through your feet. And walk yourself up. Opposite hand and elbow come together. Shaking your head no. Nodding your head yes. So really feel a release in the back of the neck. Good, and then from here, I'm gonna bend my 2 knees, come down, and start making my way working on a shoulder stand. So my blanket now, I'm gonna fold up so that my head comes to the floor and I have a little extra padding here for my shoulders. And in fact, I want this to be, so I'm gonna just fold that straight in half. And then from here, my head comes down. And the first thing I'm going to work on this plane is just lifting my hips and pelvis up. Good, so stretch, reach through the fingertips. Good, exhale, let the pelvis come down. And from here, you'll take your 2 knees up and extend the legs if you like. And so now I'm going to slightly reach my legs out and then let my hips come up over my shoulders, toes down. If it feels nice, you can bring your hands here to your hips for a moment. Reach your hips back. Good. And then if it feels nice from that halasana, fold in your knees. Bring the knees over the hips. And exhale, extend the 2 legs. And then you can gradually lift the hips a hair higher. Again, spreading across the feet, reaching through the balls, reaching through the heels. Good. And then exhale, bringing that down once again. Toes down, thighs up. Exhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly release. Good. Fold at the knees. Feet here can come once again. Underneath you, you can press your elbows here into the floor, lift the hips, and come onto the top of the head. So now you're just stretching the neck the opposite direction. Good. Let's exhale, let the head come down. And now your arms, take a moment, just pull the scapula down the back. And you can walk your feet in a little closer to your sitting bones, your isquiones. And then from here, just lift for a moment your pelvis up. And then take your arms back behind you. So with the pelvis lifted now, press one hand and just get a sense. So you've reached your fingertips back towards the body, underneath the shoulder. Just get a sense of that sensation. So now, opposite hand back towards the body. Let the hands feel firm here alongside your feet, helping you stay lifted. And then from there, lower the pelvis down. And then try with just your hands, don't lift the pelvis. Just try to lift the upper back. Again, just getting your body used to doing these actions. From here, you can let that release. So then we're going to push down deep with our feet, lift the hips and pelvis, and perhaps come onto the top of the head. And exhale, lift all the way up. And once again, you can lower your weight, bring it down, melt down through your feet, and then let your body come to relax on the floor. Draw your two knees up and exhale. Take a twist. Take your gaze towards your opposite hand. Inhale, allow the knees to rise back up over the chest. Exhale, take a twist in the opposite direction. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back through to your center. Now take the soles of the feet together over your hips. And exhale, the feet you can kind of pull in. Los pies adentro, las rodillas afuera. And one leg reaches out. And moves right back in. The other leg reaches out and moves in. And now we have two legs moving, reaching out. And then right back in. From here, let the soles of the feet come together on the floor. Allow your chest to open up. And let your body just melt and relax here on the floor. You can also let the legs extend out. Allow your breaths to be full and long, low and deep. Allow for space in your brow. Relaxing the jaw. Use an exhale to draw your limbs back up. Hug the knees over the chest. Take your two arms alongside the ears and roll to one side. And pushing up with your hands, we'll find ourselves seated position. Las palmas juntas, bring your palms together. Bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, tu práctica es un regalo. Muchas gracias. Disfruta el día, enjoy your day. Namaste.